The Icahn School of Medicine has been called an engine of discovery. How do we foster innovation here at Mount Sinai?
If you're pushing the envelope, you're going to have times when the experiment doesn't work out. The new treatment doesn't work.
So it's okay to fail here?
It's more than okay. Yes, you'll fail some of the time, but then there'll be other times where you make a breakthrough that ultimately can help our patients with the most serious diseases. We've had a lot of breakthroughs over the 50 years of the life of the school. We've discovered different genetic diseases. We have scientists investigating viruses so that we can discover a universal flu vaccine, which is obviously of great need. We have scientists studying neuropsychiatric diseases that have led to new ideas on how to treat Alzheimer's disease and depression. Our scientists have impacted all the major diseases, whether it's cancer, heart disease, neurological and psychiatric diseases, genetic diseases. So it's been a very exciting time.
And when do you think, how much time do we need to totally, eliminate some of those most devastating diseases? Because I've read people say we're hearing that things are changing, we're hearing that medicine is going to be different, but when is that day coming that we're going to finally cure cancer?
In part, it's step by step. Then occasionally a major discovery will happen that incrementally advances the understanding of disease and results in new treatments. An example is AIDS. That when we first discovered the cause of AIDS, that it was a virus, the HIV virus, patients were still dying. But then there were breakthroughs in understanding how the virus works, new treatments were discovered, and now, for the most part, AIDS is not a terminal disease, it's a chronic disease that can be controlled. That's an example of what we're going to see in the future. Disease by disease, we will make advances. But we never know exactly when that's going to occur. But I can guarantee you, step by step, over the next 5 or 10 years, we'll see major advances. So I'm very thankful to the founders that enabled us to get to the point where we are so that we can celebrate a 50th anniversary. And it is our responsibility, the current leadership, the current faculty, the current students, to build on that foundation so that the next 50 years accomplish what they did, our founders, and change the lives of our patients.
Recently, you faced a traumatic experience yourself and was shot by a former employee who was disgruntled. How has that experience changed your life and what you've learned about resilience?
In August of 2016, I was the victim of a crime, a shooting. I was hit with a shotgun by an employee that had been terminated 6 years prior. That was obviously a traumatic experience for me and my family. Luckily, I've been able to recover fully from that experience, but it was close. If the pellets from the shotgun were an inch or two different from where they landed, I could have died. It was obviously a major experience in my life. Here was somebody who studied resilience, and then I was traumatized. And it occurred to me, I better walk the walk. My recovery was very public. As dean, there were many faculty and many students that were witnessing my recovery, and it gave me a great deal of support. What occurred were several things in relation to my life. First, I found that what we had learned from studying resilient people actually worked. I was able to use that knowledge in my own recovery.
What did you learn?
I learned that having role models in your life that had gone through something similar gave you a roadmap on how to recover. I learned how important the support of family and friends was to recovery. It was so important to set goals for yourself in your recovery, and also to recognize and acknowledge that you were going to be a trauma victim for the rest of your life, and to incorporate that experience into your life. And I found in many ways it made me a stronger person going forward.
What message do you have to the faculty that supported you so well in this event for you? What message do you have for us for the future of Mount Sinai and the school?
Well, first, I'd like to I thank all the students and the faculty for the support and love that they gave me. I found out how much people cared about me and admired my work as a scientist and as a person. And normally you never find that out. Normally that happens in a memoriam after you die. And the one positive experience is that I felt that and experienced that in my recovery. So I have enormous gratitude to all my friends and colleagues and my students at Mount Sinai. My gratitude will extend to the future in terms of how I perform as your dean, how much support I give you so that you can accomplish great things. We can teach you to become wonderful scientists and physicians. My commitment to you is stronger than ever.